Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Denise, aka MissNiseReads, and today we're going to be talking about the books that I read in July. Now, this month was a lot better. This month's reading was so much better. It was needed for various reasons. Half of these I read while I was on vacation, and then some of them I did finish last week and the week before. So we're going to talk about those books. So I read 5 books and all of them are physical. So without further ado, we're going to get straight to it. The first book that I read was How I Met My Soulmate Volume 1 by Anashin, and I gave this a 5 stars. The reason why I gave it a 5 stars is because the story was so intriguing, genuinely. It had me gripped. Like, I was glued to this manga volume. We have Yuki, who's basically a 20-year-old college student who's trying to find her soulmate. And her attempts have not been the greatest. And so she meets Iori at a club with one of her friends. And he's like, I will help you find your soulmate. So he's basically the matchmaker. And through that, you get to know a bit more of Iori and who he is and everything like that. And seeing the chemistry between Iori and Yuki was something I really, 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 really enjoyed. But also you have kind of like this love square, and then it turns into like a love triangle. Because Yuki at one point reunites with her middle school crush. And he has feelings for her. And so you get to see Yuki reunite with someone from her childhood and just, catch up and talk about a lot of stuff that happened that he wasn't able to talk to her about back then. And we have his friend who was set up by Iori for the date with Yuki and everything like that. And once his friend was like, yo, I like her, he backs out. So he's out of the equation. So now it's literally the middle school crush and Iori, and I feel like the ending of it, I'm just like, I need to see what happens next, and I need to see Yuki's answer, because I need to know what she says. Is she going to say yes, or is she going to say no? So 5 stars. I was very much hooked with the story. The next book that I read was Solo Leveling Volume 2 by Chugong, and I rated this a 4.5. You get to see more of Jinwoo, building up his stats and everything like that, and he is starting to, very much improve. And so you get to see him go through a lot of different challenges and everything like that. This one didn't hit me as much as like the first volume did. Because that first volume was fantastic. I still loved it. It just wasn't giving for me necessarily. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm still going to continue the series. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, because I do want to see where he goes from here. But yeah, I like seeing his improvement, and then also having to deal with the challenge that, some people are out to kill him. So that's going to be very interesting to read as I continue on with the series. So this was a 4.5 stars. The next book that I read was Black Girl Call Home by Jasmine. This is a poetry collection. I rated this a 4 stars. I liked the collection as a whole. It was giving what it was supposed to give, and I see why a lot of people really enjoyed this collection. There were several poems that did strike out to me. I will be doing a review based on this, so the review for this will be up at a later date, so just keep an eye out on it, and I will talk more about the poems that I did enjoy. It was a cool read. It was great. There were certain moments where I felt like it was getting very much Rupi Kaur type, and I'm not really the biggest fan of that, but I did very much enjoy this collection. I've been really trying to get back at it with my poetry collections and reading them and all that stuff. So this was a good one. 4 stars. The next book that I read was Out of Office by A.H. Cunningham. And this, I am pretty sure, was a 4.5. Yeah, I changed it. 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed the story. This is my first book of A.H. Cunningham, so I was very excited to get to it. You get to follow the story of Genevieve and Adrian, and just their chemistry is spot on. It's very spicy, so I will say that it's very, very spicy. And I've known and I've heard about the author her work being very spicy, and I do agree with that. Some aspects that really stood out to me with this story is just Genevieve and her mom, because with what Genevieve does for work, her mom's kind of like a mentor, that's kind of like helping out and stuff like that. And so seeing that dynamic of like kind of like the mentor and not the dynamic of mother and daughter really frustrated me. And so when we got to see more of that a little bit later on, and just trying to like be like, hey, when I want to come and see you, I don't want to be talking about all that stuff. I wanted to be like, how are you? Everything like that, catching up, being mother-daughter type of thing. That one really, really stood out to me. Actually, let me just say this, the familial aspect of Genevieve and Adrian's family was just something I did love to read. I loved it. Yeah, it was a chill read. I don't know. It was just kind of one of those stories that I was just like, I kind of need that. Considering Out of Office, she's on vacation for 2 weeks. I was on vacation literally while reading this. So yeah, it was really, really cute. I liked Genevieve and Adrian's dynamic, but also the same with, Adrian, his family, and then same with like Genevieve and her friends and all that stuff. So it was a nice chill read. So am I going to read more of her work in the future? Absolutely. There's no giving that. So 4.5 stars. And the last book that I read, and I literally just finished this literally Saturday. Real by Kennedy Ryan. Take a wide guess. I'm going to need you to take a very, very wide guess on what I rated this. Go ahead. I'll give you a little bit. Okay, if you said 5 stars, you are absolutely correct. I love stories about Black creatives, considering, hi, I'm a creative myself. So kind of seeing so much hard work and what you have to put yourself through in that. Spot on. Cannon is a director for a new movie, Desi Blue, and then we have Neva. She's on Broadway, and when Cannon, sees Neva perform on Broadway, he's like, I think I found my main star for the role. And you do get to see the behind the scenes a lot, which I did very much appreciate. And you get to see Neva go through this new transition of, instead of being like, kind of the background, she's more in the spotlight. And as well with Cannon taking on this new project and just the risk of it all. What I also want to say is I also very much adore Cannon and Neva. They have my heart. What they've had to endure is just beyond me. I love the way that Kennedy Ryan writes her romances. Like, if I need a romance that's gonna, pull my heartstrings, Kennedy Ryan is that writer for y'all. Like, seriously, go check out her backlist, please. I'm begging you. But we also get to see Neva's relationship with her family and how some of it is strained from past experiences. Terry, you're trifling for that. Terry and Brandon, at that time, you are absolutely trifling as hell for that. And I don't blame her for getting mad and just having that restart with her life, because crazy. But in when Neva's lupus starts to, she's starting to have a flare up and everything like that, she has to rely on her family too. And just seeing that dynamic between Neva and Terry was very frustrating to read, I'm not going to lie. But once they were able to talk about everything fully, I started to be like, okay, cool. We love growth. We love change and, trying to do better for the sake of, family, for Terry's daughter, everything like that. The found family on set 2, chef's kiss. Takira, you're that girl. You're that girl. I know that's right. Yeah. 5 stars. And I'm going to say it again. If Candy Ryan writes it, I'm reading it. And there's no if, ands, or buts about that. 5 stars. And with that, that's the end of this reading wrap up. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what books you read during July. I would like to know. Make sure you follow my social media. All of that will be in the description below. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.